Okay, so we said we were going to do this for 7 days. It is still January 1st. It's about 11:40. So we're going to look at Psalm 1 and we're going to look at Psalm 2. So tomorrow will be the first day, and then we'll get a couple more, and it'll be seven. Read through the Bibles. We'll see afterwards what you think. So this is Psalm 1, verse 1. How happy is the one who does not walk in the advice of the wicked, or stand in the pathway of sinners, or sit in the company of mockers. Instead, his delight is in the Lord's instruction, and he meditates on it day and night. He is like a tree planted beside flowing streams that bears its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. Whatever that one does prospers. The wicked are not like this. Instead, they are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore, the wicked will not stand up in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to ruin. In verse 1, it says, the happy one is the one who doesn't walk in the advice of the wicked, doesn't stand in the pathway of the sinners, or sit in the company of mockers. It's interesting, there's a progression there. Walk, stand, sit. Hey, I'm just walking by and I hear crazy things. As a Christian, you're going to have people interact with you all the time. And their relationship with you may be very, very small, just at the grocery store or where you work, whatever. And they say things, it's like, okay, this doesn't really take root because we don't have that relationship. But you notice it goes from walking, and you're just coming across people, to standing in the pathway with sinners and saying, man, these people are getting more of a voice into my life. I'm standing with them. I'm hanging out where they go. I'm seeking them out to be on the same road with them. And then it goes, hey, I'm walking past. Oh, now I'm standing. I'm listening to what you're saying. And the next progression in verse 1 is they're sitting in the company of those who mock God, whether by their words, by their life, just their overall view. So it's very cautious. Hey, the happy person, the one who is trusting God, is the one who is very discerning in their relationships with people and who gets to speak into their life. Instead of those interactions, it says their delight is in the Lord's instruction. Where do we get the Lord's instruction? By prayer and listening to God, by reading our Bible and letting him speak to us, and through the Bible messages and the music that we listen to. In verse 3, it says, you're like a tree planted beside flowing streams, always fresh water, always fresh water. We're not designed to have stale water. It'll actually kill us. And by the music we listen to, the Bible that we read, the prayer that we take in, the sermons, all of that, we're getting fresh water, and the fruit will come. Our lives will change. Our thoughts will change. Our relationship with God will change. It's not something we do, it's somebody we are with. And then verse 6, it says, for the Lord watches over the way of the righteous. That's absolutely what we need. We need God to go before us. We need him to go behind us to protect us. We need him to go beside us to keep us insulated and protected, to go above us, to watch for what's coming, and to go below us and to make our paths smooth and our paths straight. It's Psalm 1. The next one is Psalm 2. Let's see. How do I get there? Psalm 2. Psalm 2 verse 1, it says, why do the nations rage and people plot in vain? The kings of the earth take their stand, and the rulers conspire together against the Lord and his anointed one. Let's tear off their chains and throw off their ropes off of us, they say. The one enthroned in heaven laughs. The Lord ridicules them. Then he speaks to them in his anger and terrifies them with his wrath. I have installed my king on Zion, my holy mountain. I will declare the Lord's decree, he said to me. You are my son. Today I have become your father. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your inheritance, and the ends of the earth your possession. You will break them with an iron scepter. You will shatter them like pottery. So now, kings, be wise. Receive instruction, you judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with reverential awe, and rejoice with trembling. Pay homage to the Son, or he will be angry, and you will perish in your rebellion. For his anger may ignite at any moment. All who take refuge in him are happy. This is Psalm 2. A lot of this refers to Jesus. It says, verse 7, you are my son, today I become your father. This is a psalm that talks about Jesus. And in verse 8, it says, ask of me, I'll make the nations your inheritance. The ends of the earth will be your possession. You'll break the kings of the earth with your iron scepter. I remember when Satan tempted Jesus and was like, hey, I'll give you all these kingdoms. Because Jesus grew up as a perfect person, and he grew up as a person. He surrendered the right to access his divinity. He had to learn and he had to study. And Satan tempted him with this. But he would have read Psalm 2 and known, hey, I am the Messiah. I am God's son. I don't need to bargain with Satan. It's kind of interesting. But the other is this. Where is it? Kind of just the overall theme of the first 6 verses is we try to make, verse 1, it says, the people's plot in vain. It's good to make decisions. God expects us to make decisions. And when you read the book of Proverbs, it tells you to make plans and make wise decisions. But also the humility of saying, okay, God, you're in charge. I'm going to plan these things out. I'm going to make these steps. But if you direct me in a different way, if you guide me and lead me in a different way, I'm going to submit to you and I'm going to follow you. And I'm going to do exactly what you say. In the end of verse 12, actually verse 11 and verse 12, serve the Lord with awe. Rejoice with trembling. God, I trust you. I serve you. You are amazing. I am in respect of you. It says, all who take refuge in him are happy. We say, okay, I'm gonna shelter myself with God. I'm gonna put my plans up and say, God, whatever you want me to do, I'll follow. I think this is where you want me to go, but if you lead me in another way, I'll trust you and I'll serve you. So this is Psalm 1. This is Psalm 2. This is day 1 of our 7-day reading.